Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Garage Gym Experiment podcast. My name is Adam. That's Jake. We're back again for another great episode. We're going to get you with a HomeGymCon update. We have new products from Bells of Steel, Rep, and Dialed Motion. We have some before surveyed results, we have some product ideas. Then we'll get to those survey results, and we'll wrap it up with our worst product purchases, right?
Worst product purchases, yep. All right, let's do this. Let's start off with that HomeGymCon update. So it's been a few weeks. I got pretty sick, and we had to miss last week. So, but we did get 5 new vendors over that time frame, which is pretty cool.
Good ones, too. Look at that.
Good ones. And then we kind of left you hanging. It was a few weeks ago, so it didn't flow as well. But left it hanging, and then Prime signed up the next day. So that was pretty cool. We also have Butterfly Barbell. They have that kind of cool bar. From what I've heard, the Freak Bar from Westside Barbell is kind of what it's a replica of. Monkey Grips. They're actually supporting I think they'll be supporting the arm lifting competition. Force USA. Coming in.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. And then Barbell Voodoo. So we have some apparel. So 5 companies. Boom.
All right, on to those new products. The first one is from Bells of Steel. It's their Safety Squat 4, their SS4 bar. This one's got knurled handles that are now included, and there are 3 upgradable handle styles. You have pictures if you're looking at the visual here. If you're not, though, they have the chain handles, seal row handles, and the spider handles. Next is the Arcadia functional trainer from Rep. So this is their upgraded functional trainer. There are 32 cable positions with 170-pound cable stacks on each side. You can upgrade those to 200 pounds. It's about the same size, so a little bit thinner as the functional trainer, the FT3000. 80 inches tall or 78 with a multi-grip bar inverted, and I'll likely phase that one out. Patent pending lightweight trolleys are equipped with plastic liners, knurled handles, and oversized pop pins. They also have laser engraved numbers all the way up both the sides of the column as well. Yeah, so another functional trainer from Rep.
Another functional trainer. This one looks like the best one, though.
What do you think about crossovers with this? It should be fine, right?
Yeah, I imagine it's the same size as the 3000, which is fine. And then you did say it upgrade to 200. I'll just correct you. It says 220.
220.
So for anybody listening.
Got it.
But yeah, I mean, this just seems like the most advanced functional trainer within this price range that I've seen. And I imagine they'll upgrade the FT5000 to something like this.
What's your take on the height of this one? Because you said before the height of the 3000 was for you in the garage, a little short.
Yeah, it's definitely not ideal if you have a higher ceiling. If that's all you can get, then that's all you can get. It works as a functional trainer. It's more about the pull-up bar in the middle was the only issue with the height, I would say. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, next up, more from Rep. So they came out with a wall-mounted Athena. So this is just a slim rack connected to the wall with 2 Athenas on each side. So that features a 2-to-1 pulley ratio and stack weights of 170 per pound, 170 pounds per side. And then you can add another 50 pounds on each side as well. And then I also thought the wall-mounted fixed rack builder was very clever. I don't think they even marketed this, but it is on their website. So you can basically add a wall-mounted rack that I don't think it folds, or I might be wrong, but it's just a wall-mounted rack that you can choose the height, the upright color, rack depth, so 16 inches, 24 inches, and I think 41 inches, something like that. You can choose the crossmember colors, J-cups, and pull-up bar, and the price isn't bad either. So Definitely ideal for somebody who just wants the slimmest setup possible.
More new products. This one's from Dialed In Motion. We have a functional functional cable system, and it comes in two different styles. We have the trolley style. It's designed to be used on the front post with weight on the post behind it. And then they have their Sidewinder as well, where the weight goes off to the side, and is said to, it may be the best option with someone with a squat stand. Also a bit cheaper, it looks like. So yeah, Dialed In Motion with some cables.
Yeah, I mean this setup from Dial Motion seems like the most practical plate loaded option outside of maybe like the Athena from Rep. And I'd also be curious, like Adam, you've mentioned you're most likely going to get the Athena one of these days.
Probably.
Do you see though with this trolley setup that it goes up and over and behind to the back one, so it's not taking up that like space in the middle? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Where's your weight at?
It's on the side. It's like
okay,
like the Buffalo Bully type setup.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So I mean that's also, I like this option for anybody with like a 4-post rack and they really want to get it out of the way. Yeah. Anyways, not sure how much analysis you've done on it, but could be something to consider. And I think it's like $500-$600 price range.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right. I have a few more product/business ideas. All right. So most nameplates are pointless. Would you agree with that, Adam? I mean, but they do
the thin one, yeah.
Yeah, you went with the thin one. And but they do make the rack look better. Would you agree with that? They do make the rack look better. So while I would love like to just have a cross member, I think there's potential to make something cool, but also something functional. So again, with a lot of these ideas, I think maybe the idea isn't the greatest, but we're kind of identifying potential like problems and potential things that could be attacked. So my idea is basically an updated nameplate to be more functional. And I just whipped up a quick example. If you're looking at the screen on Spotify or YouTube, you can see basically four side with holes. And then the bottom hole, there should be like a gap. I meant to emphasize a gap so that you could put attachments there. But basically, my idea is with that bottom area, you do things like put handles on there, like the stainless steel handles from like Mutant Metals, and do like pull-ups. I also thought since it's 4-way or back and forth, you could do storage on the back if you're like doing lat pull downs right there. So I think there's a number of things. I think you could create certain things that would allow you for barbell storage, like kind of like a Darko thing, to go specifically right there. And I think you would just need like a peg with a hook. Yeah. So it'd be easier to do that. And then you can see there's still a logo, but it's much smaller. And then around it, I just put something like wall control panels. And then with the wall control panels, you can either use the front or the back since they're just holes. So, I think there's something cooler than this possibly, but I think to make a more functional nameplate would be something cool that people could do.
Yeah, I just want to clarify for you those who are watching, that artist rendition, that's not actual steel. Okay? That is a drawing that Jake did. Okay, I know it looks realistic, but
I forgot to say, the drawing's terrible.
It's not. I love it.
No, it's terrible. Definitely terrible. All my drawings are terrible if you've seen
Oh
these.
man. No, I love the idea though. Yeah.
Yeah.
That the idea gets a 9. Yeah, if you had a wall panel, a wall control panel in there, even if it was like slightly bigger, but enough to fit some like lap bars and like some simple pull down bars, then even on the bottom, like you said, maybe like some hooks coming out, you can like hang your rope extensions and bands and stuff like that. Even like
Yeah.
barbells, like you said, that's a really cool idea. Yeah, it's the reason I didn't go with the big plate. I thought it looked cooler, but it was also more expensive than just the thin one. And I thought there's no utility out of the big one. But if it had something like that, I mean, yeah, for sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool idea.
Yeah, and it's like if you're a brand, you want somebody to know it's yours. You
Yeah.
know, like if it's on in pictures and stuff like that. So like there's a reason that they sell the nameplates because it helps identify where the rack's from.
Yeah.
But if you could make it a little bit more functional, I think that would be cool. All right, and then I have one more. Take a sip. All right, but before I have a few questions for Adam.
Okay.
To help explain the following. So number 1, do you have a power rack?
I do.
Yes. Do you use the inside and outside? And I'm hoping you say yes to all these.
The answer is
use
yes.
the inside and outside of the power rack? Yes.
Yes. Yep.
How often do you move them in and out?
Jacobs. Okay.
Your
Jacobs
your
in and
Jacobs.
out. Yeah, like 3 times a week.
Like 3 times a
So
week.
like in like the sessions, like it's got to go inside and outside. I have to do that at least 3 sessions a week. Yeah.
Okay. And then you rate the annoyance of moving your J-cups around.
Yeah, because I have to put the bar on the safeties, go to the outside, move the bar to the outside, move the safeties out. Yeah, I don't like it.
Right. It is annoying. And then like for me, like if you're taking them from inside to outside, I always take them from the inside on one side and move them all the way to the other side because you have to have the outside, or if you want the outside to line up with the correct side or whatever. And then it's kind of tough to like line them up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's a problem that sounds like kind of, snobbish to like complain about it, but it's there.
It's a small problem, but yeah, it's an annoyance for sure.
Oh, and I had a slide explaining that. So you're not alone. Many use the inside and outside the rack, but they're also probably not doing it at the same time. So I have here the issue is if you're switching in and out, you need to alternate sides so that the edge is on the proper side. If you own 2 pairs of J-cups, you may need to move them where the other pair is not. So if you like, if you're going to squat, but it's already set up for shoulder press on the other side, you're going to have to move the other J-cups as well. And then, it can be difficult to line up. So my idea is a double-sided J-cup. So,
Yes.
this would, I have another awesome illustration.
Good.
But this would be always connected, and you can move it up and down like a trolley. I'm kind of thinking like what Dialed Motion has, or what Buffalo Bully, or like the Omni pulley system from Bridgebill. So it's always in there. And then I'm thinking a mag pin would be used to lock it in place. So you simply take the mag pin out, move it up or down, and then put the mag pin in. So in general, it's easier to adjust than like tilting your J-cups, pulling it out, putting it in, and then tilting it back in. So I think it'd be easier to do that. It'd be easier to line up. So double-sided J-cup that could be used on both sides.
Yeah, I'm kind of envisioning like an Allen wrench that, you would sandwich it together, use an Allen wrench to like secure it as one piece as it moves up and down, and a mag pin. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I like that idea too.
Yeah, I like this.
2 for 2, Jake.
I like this one. This should be a product.
Yeah.
And this
I'm
is
digging it.
this you only learn about this as a product by using a rack in your home gym. Like
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
and moving inside and outside
right.
and doing
Uh-huh.
a bunch of movements with barbells. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
agree. Yeah, this one's worth a 9 too because it's
This should
something
be
that
an
should be
idea.
real. Yeah,
Yep.
I like
Yep.
it.
Cool. All right. Thank you.
Dang, giving the people all these free ideas,
Free ideas.
millionaires.
I wouldn't give them out if I thought I would do something about it. So here you guys go.
Huh?
And
Yep.
I do want to like I think we've had some good product ideas, and most of them are at the end of the episodes. So I'm wondering how many people have actually listened to all of them.
So
So
you
I
give me
kind
2 9s, but then you move it up into the middle of the episode. I like
well,
that.
I've also been getting feedback that these are the favorite parts of the episode.
Oh, cool.
So
I understand.
yeah. All right. Survey results.
Those survey results brought to you by Garage Gym Experiment. First one we're going to talk about is Eleiko's ab mat that they came out with. We can't call it the ab mat because ab mat had it first. We asked you if you were bothered by Eleiko coming out with their version of the ab mat. Only 26 were bothered, but in addition, we asked a follow-up question. 41% said that they're less likely to buy from companies that do knock off other companies with their products. So
Still pretty low ratios. Much lower than I think most companies would like. Next up, all right, 70% say they are more likely to buy something from gym equipment companies that actively participate in the community. And that is up 18% from last year.
I will tell you, after being at HomeGymCon and rubbing elbows with some people, I feel even more strongly about that.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
I totally just want to support these people.
Right.
Yep. All right, 62% think that they're buying for Black Friday holiday season. We'll see how that pans out afterwards. Jake, I know you always ask how many of you did buy, so it'd be cool to compare that number as well. We all have aspirations of buying, but sometimes we don't always pull the trigger.
Yeah, it just depends on how good the sales are as well.
Yep.
But that 62% is up from 55% last year.
Oh, sorry, this is me too. 16% of us know what arm lifting is. So when we ask the question, do you know what arm lifting is? 84% of you are saying no.
Yeah, I hope to get that number up. I'm gonna send this one to the director of arm lifting. All right. So have you made a gym equipment purchase based on a recommendation from a friend or family member, and then also home gym influencers? So 66% say they've made a purchase based off of a home gym influencer. That is up. That's also a question we asked about in 2021. That's up 22% from there. And then 35% say they have made a purchase based off a recommendation from a friend or family member. That is down 16% from 2020.
How many people are using your home gym? For 39% of us, it's just a single person, and that was the highest rated vote. Next up would be 2 people at 37%, 3 and 4 people, that takes up about 24%.
So a couple used marketplace questions. So we asked if you have bought equipment on the used marketplace and then also sold. So those that have sold, so 46%, sorry, I'm reading that wrong. 46% have sold, and then 42% have bought. So 30, and then again, I took a bunch of questions from 2021 that were asked in 2022 for this past one. So we have 2001 comparison data. But this one, the 39% more have sold, while just a handful less have bought on the used marketplace. More sellers.
Asking about your shoes now. So, what are you wearing? What is your primary workout shoe? We asked about those big brands, Nike, Reebok, Adidas, and then we gave you the choice of other. Just comparing this to some 2021 data. Those big brands are dropping and other is rising. So Nike's down 22%, Reebok's down 19%, Adidas is down 21%, other is up 34%.
Yeah, and other received 51% of the votes.
Yeah.
I am not surprised about this at all, though. All right, and then another comparison to 2021. So we asked, what is your primary barbell? And the primary barbell that rose the most was the power bar. So 48% said their primary barbell is a power bar. Just 31% said that. For the multi-purpose bar, 16% Ollie weightlifting bar, and then 5% saying, I don't know. And that is a 38% rise for the power bar, a 20% drop for the multi-purpose bar, and then a 31% drop for Olympic weightlifting bar.
All right, asking if you use chalk from your home gym. From 2021, this number is going to be down 19%. 48.5% of us are using chalk in our home gym. Now the majority is kind of going towards the no, I don't use chalk in my home gym.
Do you use chalk in your home gym?
Just for pull-ups. That's it.
I was going to say,
yes.
I had to say yes for this, but I use it way less than I did in 2021.
Yeah,
or
I
just
don't
like
put chalk on my bar anymore.
Way back in the past. Yeah, I don't either, really. All right. Next up, worst piece of gym equipment ever purchased. I'm going to say mine, Adam's going to say his, and then I'm going to highlight some of the most popular answers from the community. So for me, flat benches in the past that I've had just have not gotten the use that they need. Got everything I needed out of an adjustable bench, and then just felt like the flat benches, which don't usually even store vertically, just took up extra space. Loadable dumbbells. So for these specifically, I'm thinking of the ones that you add Olympic weight plates to, but really all of them, even the nicer ones I've had, haven't gotten much use compared to adjustable dumbbells, just because they are so much easier, or I should say quicker to use. And then a few years back, I bought some rack attachments from Frey Fitness that were definitely not refined. So it was probably it's probably like their first batch of rack attachments, and they were super cheap. And I bought them, and they just didn't have UHMW, and they scratched my rack. And in general, I bring this one up because, you might see a cheap attachment or a cheap product from a company that you've never really heard of, or they're newer, and you just don't know if they've gotten the kinks out yet. So be wary of that. And then the last one, and I would say my biggest mistake is the non-flat horse stall mats. So I mean, it's fine, it doesn't affect it too much, but I have over 20 horse stall mats in here, and 7 of them have the bumps, and then the others don't. So it's just not the prettiest. And it does make a little bit of a difference when you're deadlifting on them. So that's my least favorite thing, I think, that I still have around.
You ever thought about putting those on the used market for 60% and then just rebuying the new ones, or no?
Yeah, I have.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I probably will one day.
Yeah. I just realized mine are in kind of reverse order, but I'm going to read left to right. All right. So my worst gym equipment purchases. The first one is also on Jake's list. It's a loadable dumbbell handle. To be fair, I bought it in a bundle of things because I wanted the York plates that were there, and it got thrown in with it. I tried to give it away for free even, and nobody will take it. So I have a single loadable dumbbell handle that I can't just throw away. So I guess I could donate it. But I keep thinking maybe I'll do heavy bent over rows that are heavier than my dumbbells, and I'll use it one day. But I haven't yet. So
Like
Next
45-pound plates.
Yeah, like 25s. Yeah, true. 45s. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Dang it. Next one, I got a stationary bike when I was getting into endurance stuff, thinking like on days that I'm not running, I'll sit on this bike and I'll pedal. I got it from this older lady who told me I was getting one heck of a deal, gave me the receipt of what she bought it for. And it was like $30 cheaper than a brand new one. It's one of the Yasuda, you saw it, whatever. It was pretty cheap, plasticky, stationary bikes. Bad buy. Ended up selling it for a lot less a little bit later. And finally, my very first rack that I bought when I first got weights and a barbell to do Olympic weightlifting. I was like, well, man, if I had a rack, I could do back squats, bench, shoulder press. It'll be great. So I got this ladder style rack. It was like $150. I think I got it from like, it might have been walmart.com because I wanted the cheapest thing ever. I just need to get this barbell elevated. And it's before like I was really actually building out my home gym back in 2016. And if I just would have spent a little bit more in the beginning, could have got a lot more out of my home gym from the start. But that's okay. It's all learning along the way. So those are my.
All right. And then we've asked this question many times over the years. But some of the popular answers from the community, these are things that I saw like 10 times in the comments. So Bowflex machines were mentioned quite a lot, and then also their dumbbells. Jammer arms were probably the biggest. The purchase mentioned most that was not because of like poor quality. It was just like they just didn't use them. Marcy / other Amazon benches were mentioned a lot. I'll say like the random Titan equipment was mentioned. So like, like not their basics. It was more like the like deltoid machine or the stuff like that. Cheap bands were mentioned quite a lot. Like people have had bands snap on them while lifting. And then the arm blasters were mentioned a lot. So
Is that the metal thing? Put your arm in front of?
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So those were the popular ones.
Cool.
But yeah, that post actually got pretty good engagement. But yep, that's gonna do it.
Sweet. Well, that's going to do it for us. Did you like tonight's episode? Be sure to keep your eye out for new episode releases wherever you listen to podcasts. Stay involved on our social media sites by following Garage Gym Experiment, taking part in our Sunday surveys on Instagram so that you can be a part of these conversations. Like, follow, subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Get involved on our website for all your home gym content needs. Be sure to be following HomeGymCon. It's coming up in April, and we want to see you there. Jake, anything else for the listeners?
No, that's it.
All right. Catch you next time. Bye, guys and girls.